Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, we have good audio here. This is John Stritzinger. I am the CEO of Greenville Associates, and I am going to be working on just a short demonstration tonight. I have developed a little model which I found helpful on a workstation that is beautiful. It's a Dell i7 core with 8 cores, and it has 64 gigs of RAM. So I can pretty much do anything with this workstation. It may be challenging to do what I'm showing you with less RAM, mainly because Visual Studio pushes between 4 and 8, and otherwise it's not very healthy in my opinion. And Vscode runs under a gig usually, so together it pushes almost 10 gigs of memory. But on this workstation, I have 64 gigs of RAM, so I'm not stressing this platform at all. So what I've done is, in my last video, which I guess is 5, I showed a REST platform that I built in Visual Studio that has a number of different flat file architectures. So I'm going to show that to you here quickly. So it has a number of interfaces, and one of those is a movie database that's in SQLite, a student database that's in Access, and a weather forecast, which is the default Microsoft Visual Studio controller. So all these are running at the same time to port 8008, and it is working very well. So I have Visual Studio up, which is essentially the server side, and I am working, some people call that the back office, and I'm using VSCode in this example to test my API. So what I've done here is, first of all, I went in and I installed the REST client. Actually, I haven't done it on this machine, so I'm doing it now. And the nice thing about VS Code is pretty much everything you install as an extension goes into your personal directory. So I didn't need administrator rights to do that, but I just installed this REST client. And if I go back to my my test environment here, I'm now in VS Code again, and all I do is hit send request. Let's see, is my API running? Yes. I'm going to go to Swagger. I'm going to go to weather forecast. Let's see if that works. Oh, wrong port. It's 8080. I don't want that. I want 8008. There we go. All right, we got to work. All right, so what you have to get there, what did I just show you? I showed you have to get your URL right. If you have your URL even a spelling error, if I put in weather forecast 2, it's not going to help me. It's just going to say not found. So when you do programming with REST, it has to be the exact URL on the right port, or you will get nothing in return. So I have my API running on that port, and you can see that everything is there. So if I want to test another site, I can try to get my entire Swagger JSON. I've never tried to do this, so we'll see how I do. Let's try to do swag.http. So I created a new file. I'm going to click on swag.http and open it. Decide. And I'm going to paste in the Swagger URL. So it's 8008. And I'm using the same client knows anything with that HTTP extension. It knows to pull up this client. And when I hit send request, you'll notice that I get the entire API documentation back that Swagger is generating. So everything's in JSON format. And that is very helpful because there are some new tools now that can take the Swagger JSON, actually build all the UI for you so that you can use default interfaces to access your data. So no longer it's possible within the next 5 years that an AI tool such as what's CodePilot could actually, from the API specification, write the entire user interface for you, including logins to your domain. So what might take an individual programmer in your organization 3 or 4 weeks to build on their own, it is likely that an AI driver who has a working API such as this will be able to do that task in maybe under 5 minutes. So that is why the world is changing so much in development and why we need to focus on these kinds of things. So I'm going to stop sharing here and I'm going to wrap up for the day. Please like and subscribe to my channel. This is my last planned event in the REST API environment until I get into code first and database first environments where we'll debate what is better to do based on your skill level. And there are a few people who have done a pretty good job of that on YouTube already, but mine is going to be more focused on database architectures. So thank you very much and have a good day.